Hello everyone. So where do I begin? So the idea came to me that I wanted to make my own sketchbook. And I've tried this in the past and I've always failed. And I decided I was going to continue that tradition and carry on failing. So the first sketchbook I tried, which was the simplest for me, was, I think it's called a perfect bound sketchbook. And you basically use glue. You fold all your paper, your watercolour paper, or whatever paper you want. For me, it was watercolour, desired paper. You make sure they're all the same size, which was my first problem. Because it turns out I can't see straight. I can't see straight lines, even with a ruler. So when I was folding the paper, they looked straight. I'd fold the crease down, and they weren't. So that was my first hurdle. I kind of fixed it. Some of them were that they I had to do a lot of tweaking because the spine of all the paper that you're going to glue together kind of have to be all the same size for it to work. So I managed to fix that in a roundabout way. I had to take out some other bits of paper from my stack that weren't straight and just use them for something else. So I did the method, I did the gluing, then obviously you glue it together, wait for it to dry, do another layer, wait for it to dry, and then you put it in your cover, whether you've made a cover or you've repurposed a cover, you know. So I tried that, and the problem is it sticks for like a couple of days and then it falls apart, or at least for me it did. And when I watched tutorials, theirs didn't seem to fall apart. Mine did. Even no matter how many layers that I waited for it to dry and put back on. So it fell apart. And I didn't really know what to do then because I didn't want to give up, but it wasn't going well. And it might have been, maybe it was me using the wrong glue. I don't know. I've tried this method in the past. It's not a new method to me, and I've never managed to get it to work. I think the longest I got a sketchbook to hold itself together was a month, but the problem was I left it in my desk because I wasn't ready to use it, and then when I went to use it, it kind of fell apart under me using it. So, which is kind of a not ideal because you want to use your book. So my other method that I did that did work for me is where you get a hole punch. You obviously punch holes in your paper. I used a elastic string just that I used to make my bracelets, and then you tie it into a knot, and that method works for me. So the problem was that the sketchbook that I did about a month ago, I think I did a video on. It's got a felt cover, like a fabric cover. There's nothing wrong with that. I repurposed it. It's still with me. But the problem is I bought some really pretty graphic paper that had bees on them, and I really liked them. And here's where the problem was. Instead of just finishing the book that I had, I decided no, I want to change the front cover because it also had bracelet beads attached to it, which was kind of difficult to actually work in the book because they would get in the way and it stopped it laying flat, which was the point of this book. That was the added bonus, was that it could lay flat. So I kind of had to remove them anyway, along with me wanting to use this pretty paper that I'd bought. Well, I struggled to get the sizing right, to get the holes to puncture through, because the problem was if I wanted really thick card, my hole punch that I bought, because I broke my old one, needed a new one, wasn't, it was too small to fit the paper in. The paper was too thick. But the problem is I wanted my front cover to be strong, but it wouldn't go through. And I didn't want to have to go and buy a second hole punch that would be bigger, which now that I'm talking about it, I probably just should have done. It might have made my life a lot easier. So some of my other papers that I did the wrong sizing was, which was my fault. I don't think I took my time because I was just wanting to get this sketchbook ready so I could use it. Because when I go shopping, where I live, like all the local art stores don't do, they do sketchbooks with a spine, but they're always just sketching paper. Where I am, they don't really do what you call watercolour journals. They do journals, but they're just paper. You can never really find one where it has really good, strong paper. So that was the trouble, and I wanted to make my own, and obviously I couldn't because the other method, which I had watched countless tutorials on, was sewing it. I cannot sew. I tried. I really did try over and over again. And it was just like my brain just couldn't connect the information that I was seeing. No matter what I did, it just didn't go the way it was shown. And I thought this is never going to work. I'm never going to manage this. So I ended up with this design here. Yeah, so this is simpler for me. So I stuck a lot of card together because I ran out of card because of all my failed attempts. So I stacked these bits of card and glued them together to make a thicker card. And again, I managed to make them too thick so I didn't go through the hole punch. So I used a lever punch. Yeah, so I used that instead. And on the back cover, you can actually see there's a little dent, like a little dent of a circle, where I had tried to get it into the hole punch, but it didn't work. And as I tried to pull it back out of the hole punch, I was holding it so it clicked down, so there's a bit of a blemish. But it took me so long to try and get this cover to look nice. I thought, you know what, that little blemish there, it doesn't matter anymore. I don't care. I just want to get this book done. So yeah, so all of this was just because I just wanted to make my own book where I didn't have to go online. So after that very long little story time with you, wow, I've been talking for 6 minutes. I've been talking for 6 minutes. Wow. Okay. So yeah, so basically that was the whole story. I just wanted to I have a big sketchbook, a really large one that was bought for me. I was there picking it out, and it's got 160 at GSM, so it's not ideal for watercolor, but it can take small washes. But I'm at a point with my art where I'm no longer so worried about every page of my sketchbook looking beautiful and pristine. So that sketchbook is just used for me just getting new art supplies, just having a drawer in it, just throwing different ideas and sketches, and it doesn't really matter. I'm happy with that. The problem was I just wanted a book for my watercolor paintings that I could have good paper in. So this sketchbook here, because like I said, I was trying to do the glue method. This sketchbook has random watercolor paper that I bought from that method, and it's been cut in half because I kind of like that sizing just for like little watercolor paintings. I do want like a portrait one, but until I can figure out how to sew, or I can find one in a shop, that is what I'm stuck with. This is what I'm working with. I say stuck with. I mean, I quite like it. It's not bad or anything. It's ideal. It works for me for now. So, and I can make more of them now that I've got it right the first time. So now let's actually talk about the watercolor painting itself. So as you can see, you've been watching me paint for about 8 minutes, so you've already probably figured out what it is. But it's just some watercolor flowers in a teacup. So I was so excited to just try, also a bit apprehensive, to just try and start working in the sketchbook that I'd spent so long trying to figure out to make work. And like I said before, the other sketchbook, I mean, this is a repurposed sketchbook of the other one that I did. So to be honest, it was just, I wanted to change the front cover with some fancy paper that I bought. So it worked like a month ago. It was just that I decided to take it apart and change the cover, which I should have just left it. But too late, I can't do anything about that. So yeah, so I think I just wanted to start using it, and I didn't actually have an idea. I know that I just wanted to use my cadmium yellow hue because I just bought a pan refill for my palette because I'd run out. So I do a lot of nature paintings, nature drawings, a lot of landscapes. There's a lot of green and yellow, and they're always the first ones to run out. I've had to refill them countless times, and it's gotten to the point where I think I've actually got 3 sap greens in my drawer because I sort of bulked buy them at bulk. Sorry, my English isn't working today. I bought them in a bulk. I did a bulk buy, so I always had some. So yeah, so I don't actually think I have replaced any of my other colours. I definitely know I haven't replaced a cadmium orange. I haven't replaced my red, although it is starting to need one. I replaced my indigo plenty of times. Anyway, so that was off the subject. That was completely off the subject. So yeah, so I know I just wanted to put some yellow in my painting, and then the teacup kind of just evolved as I went along. I know I wanted to do something loose. Yeah, so now this voiceover, this part of the voiceover is a couple of days after, so I can actually say I really do enjoy this sketchbook. I like how it turned out. I'm really proud of it. Problem is though, while I was running about trying to find different ways to make my own perfect sketchbook with all the different techniques and all the tutorials and all the different ideas, trying to do crafts. FYI, turns out I'm not a crafty person. I'm not neat enough for a start, unfortunately. But while I was running around doing all that, I found some sketchbooks. That I hadn't used. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I now have about 5 sketchbooks. And these sketchbooks were just on my drawer, on my shelf. And I have absolutely no idea how I could have forgotten about them. How do you forget you've got them? Because the problem is, one of them is only quarter filled. So it was in 2024. So I don't know why I stopped painting in it and just switched to another book and then put it somewhere and forgot. The other one is quite blank. It's only got a couple of paintings in it. And I thought to myself, why did I then start that sketchbook when the other sketchbook from that's only quarter filled wasn't even filled up? And I don't really know what happened then. It's like I was all over the place, and I've got 5 sketchbooks to work in. So yes. So I don't know how I forgot I had them, but at least I won't have to buy any new ones or make any new ones for a while. But it is going to feel a bit strange working in the quarterly filled one, because I stopped drawing in it and then abandoned it, started another one, abandoned that, which I think was repurposed, and then put them somewhere, lost them, forgot about them, started getting a new one. So, but I don't want to waste them, so I now have five ones to be working in anyway. So I think that's all I can really say for now, apart from the fact that yet again I was adding gold sparkles to my painting for my Kuretake. So when I redid my art section of my room where I do my art, I bought one of those trolleys on wheels. So what I've done is I put my Kuretake in a takeaway box, a Chinese takeaway box. Happened to be the perfect size, and I put it in there because now that they're no longer just cramped in a drawer, I can just lean over and grab them, because my Kuretakes are really nice watercolours and they deserve more love. Right, so anyway, now I'm going to leave you. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I don't think I have anything else left to say. I think I've said it all. I don't think I've spoken this much in a video for a long time. I'm not good at talking over my videos, but each time I do it, I get a little bit better at it. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'm getting better at talking over my videos. And if you're still here all the way through this video and you haven't been annoyed by me, well done. Because I hate the way I sound. I hate my voice. When I first started my channel, you'll notice I say tiny on my old speed paints when I put some awful music over the top. I did some awful music. At the time, I really liked the sound of them, and then it's like every time I listen to them on repeat, they start to grate on me. I only talked a tiny amount, and I still can't say I love how I sound.